Why hello there. Today we are going to do the book snack tag. I thought this sounded like a fun tag to do, so let's get into it right now. So the first prompt is sweet. The chocolate chip cookie of books. Pick a book that is warm-hearted, uplifting, and makes you feel less cynical about the world. I would definitely have to go with Legends and Lattes for this one. That book is just uplifting and cheerful and just such a lovely, cozy, and rosy and nosy read with all the wonderful smells that come from the coffee shop. That book is just absolutely fantastic. If you haven't had a chance to read Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree yet, you gotta do it. It's fantasy and it's about what happens when you are a big tough orc and you lay down your sword and decide that you're not going to live this murderous lifestyle anymore. You're going to open a coffee shop instead. And it's great. Prompt number 2. Salty. Inherently craveable. Pick a book or series that you couldn't stop reading or reaching for. I mean, if I go back to the times of me being a kid, I've been reading the Narnia series over and over for what seems like forever, but most recently I really enjoyed the Mistborn books and the Mistborn trilogy. As soon as I start reading them, I cannot put them down. Highly addictive. Brandon Sanderson, the hype is real. Alright, number 3, cheesiness. Cheesy. Like Cheeto dust, you can't escape the cheese. Pick a book that you love despite its cheesiness. Okay, despite its cheesiness? I don't know if I can think of a book that I like that's really cheesy. I mean, I guess, like, the book Warlock Holmes, because it's kind of campy, and it's like Sherlock Holmes, but it's a warlock. So yeah, I guess Warlock Holmes, A Study in Brimstone. I really liked that book. I do like mysteries and Sherlock Holmes-esque type stories, so that one is the only one I can think of that's kind of cheesy, that was still, you know, like, campy yet good. Prompt number 4, deep fried. You bit into the batter too soon and got burned. Pick a book that hurt to read. Oh, okay. This one's easy for me. And I will always probably say this book for the rest of all time, ever. Maybe not. The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias. That book hurt my soul. It was so depressing and sad, but it was so good and so moving. Just, it had so many elements to it that just made it such a good book, but it hurt. It hurt to read, and I was so depressed after I finished it. But man, was it a good book. Ice cold! Alright. Okay, you dork. Sometimes the snack you want can only come from the deep freezer. Pick a book that transports you to a cold place. The Winter Garden. What a magical freaking book. It is about these 2 women who end up in this competition to create these winter gardens. And it's so magical and visual. So The Winter Garden is written by Alexandra Bell, and just an absolutely fantastic dream of a winter landscape for a book. Sour. Some things are too sour to keep a straight face. Pick a book that made you make faces while you were reading it. Honestly, I think The Devil Takes You Home had me making faces too, because there's some of the stuff that happens is so effed up and so gross and disturbing that I know I made faces while I was reading that book. So that one is also sour for me. It brought a lot of emotions out, that one. The healthy snack. You picked this up because it was good for you. Pick a book that you read to improve yourself in some way. I'm always interested in learning, and most recently the book that stands out in my mind was Forest Walking by Peter Wohlleben and Jane Billinghurst, and that book was basically about when you go out into the forest to, like, stop and take a look around and use all your senses to really experience what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and there's so much you can learn about from your environment. While I guess the healthy is supposed to be like maybe like a self-help book, but I can't think of it the last time I've read a self-help book recently. So this one I'm gonna have to go with the Forest Walking, just for being more observant when you're out in nature and experiencing it and what you can learn and all that good stuff. Juicy. Like an orange or a watermelon, some snacks have plenty of pieces to share. Pick a book that is profoundly shareable and a book you want others to read. Oh man, A book I want others to read. I mean, obviously Ghoul in the Cave by Josh Malerman, that was such an amazing book that I would say transcends so many different genres just across the board, but it's not an easily accessible book, so I wouldn't want to necessarily choose that one because it was a special edition release that is not affordable to the masses. Therefore, I would have to go with my favorite book, which is Magica by Clive Barker. I loved that book for a lot of years. For me, I would like to have people read my favorite books. It's magical, just the stuff that happens in it. It was a book that really spoke to me at the time, and it still does, and I read it again every so often. And The Magica by Clive Barker, that's the one I want to share. And it's a really long book, so I probably should have chose one that's shorter because, yeah, most people probably don't want to embark on a 1,000-page journey, but yeah, that's the one I would want to share. Now, if I was trying to share something that was more like shorter, I don't know, I'd really have to think about it. Those were the two that pop into my brain right away. When I do these tags, I like to just kind of like go by on the fly and read the questions as I go and just kind of have it come out naturally. I don't want to plan it ahead of time. That's just me. That's how I like to do it, especially with tags. I'm always surprised by what I say, and so I like that element. It feels more natural to me. So if you are a fan of tag videos, the next video coming up will be another tag video, so stick around, check it out, and if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.